Hey guys, Monks2 here of course. Today we're covering an Iron Duke game I had in the arena mode. Now, arena mode is quite good. I quite like the arena mode. The buffs is nice. I spoke about this before. The location of the buffs, I'm not too sure about. Looking for the ideal arena mode. What I'd like to do is simply have all the buffs in the middle of the map and simply remove the cap. Everything else still applies. The person with the most kills at the end of the day as a team should win, and the base XP, that is how you calculate it all. Because people who have done the most work should get rewarded for the most of it. That being said, strictly being on kills can be problematic. I think combined XP would be a better option in terms of who wins the game, but kills is not a bad start. So these buffs on the map, very good for arena. I just don't see why there needs to be a central cap, because you still have the massive problem people rushing in and going for the cap. Now, for this arena mode, I do like to try and stick with the team as much as possible, and then try and grab the very useful buffs. Now, the consumable buff, not great. Don't massively enjoy it. I think it does help with damage control though, so that's something worth noting, and I believe this will help me out quite a bit this fight. But the rudder shift is very good, and something to note with the low tier battleships like the Iron Duke, the turret reverse is pretty darn horrific, so if you're not running drill bits, then you're probably going to struggle with the Iron Duke. It's simple as that. Now, I'm using AP because HE is really situational. Again, it's always encouraged to switch ammo types with the British, but you shouldn't just keep HE on. It does depend. You'll do much more damage if you switch ammo types when appropriate. So AP is still mostly appropriate, even for the British battleships. But you do need to switch back and forth occasionally when the situation calls for. So, reload buff has spawned in the closest circle. I like how they've done it like this. You see how you've got the buffs getting closer and closer to the middle, encouraging people to go towards the middle. Always good. I think it's well worth it though, having buffs simply much closer to the middle, so it encourages people to push in. So AP, broadside Koenig, 1 over pen. A bit unlucky there, we just didn't get the right salvo. I think we didn't lead that one enough. It was more of a snapshot, so we'll do what we can. Now, this reload buff is Texas is firing HE, don't need to worry about that. It's worth getting, but I'm giving broadside to a Nevada and a Texas, so I need to be very careful about how I get this buff. I need to get it. I'm this close, I just need to get it, but I can ignore the Texas at the meantime just because he's firing HE, but I do need to be very careful and do our best to angle in. Now, we do switch to HE here because Nevada is angling in, though you see with AP, 10k is nothing to laugh at. It's a very good salvo. So we're gonna think what we do in here. We do get messed up by some AP from the enemy team there. Not great, but it's only 10k, which is not as bad as it could have been. Alright, so we're gonna give a bit of broadside to Nevada. Wish we had AP loaded at this point, but he's angled a little bit, so that's fine. We're gonna use our AP here, HE here, sorry. We're gonna get our fire. Gonna get some good pen damage. We're gonna see what's going on. Now, we did get the reload buff, so that will improve our overall team's DPM, and that might be worth it for a 10k loss. Though it's not nice losing that much health. I really hope their team will push up a little bit because my teammates are full health, so a bit unlucky in that part. But see what we can. We've got HE loaded, even though they're giving broadside. It's just what we have in the chamber, so we're gonna fire. First set 2 guns on the Texas, and then the follow-up guns in New York, maybe helping to double set or just get a fire in each of them. We do get fire in Texas, but nothing on New York. They're giving flat broadside, so we're just going to switch to AP here, and we're going to angle against anything they throw at us, regardless of what they fire. This being said, we're going to need to burn that damage control over there. We go to undetected, and I think it's definitely worth it because we only have 24,000 health, which is half our health, and it's just not something we want to take for double fires. We do have the heal coming off cooldown, so in terms of managing our damage and fire control, we're okay. Koenig, we do take a shot here, and he did turn right away, so that was a bit unfortunate, but we're going to stick with AP, and we're going to see what we can do about this New York. Now, friendly New York, I believe, to our left is creating a crossfire. He is giving broadside to the enemy Koenig. Fortunately for us, it is a Koenig. These are 305mm guns. In terms of power, they don't pack too much of a punch, so it's not that bad, but still not very good here to give broadside to anyone. That's what I'm thinking, so I'm a little bit worried about what's going on with my team here. Concerned about other New York joining in the fight. He is giving a relative broadside, so I might turn the guns towards him. And we'll see what we can do. Though that New York Texas from the orange team are pretty darn close, so they might be worth a salvo as well. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's popping up. Texas is popping up, full broadside. So let's turn these guns. Even with drill bits, these guns do take quite a while to turn, as you guys can see. So it's always good to work just turning the ship in general. So we're going to hopefully punish that Texas. 18k, that's pretty good salvo. Hopefully, unfortunately, no citadels, but maybe next salvo. Now, I don't want to give flat broadside again to the Texas. Keeping that other New York just in case he shoots his guns, because that other New York could get a good salvo on us with these AP. So we got to be very careful. It's not worth shooting the New York right now. It's worth shooting the Texas to get rid of him, get him off the board. Because if we get him off the board, that's less fire we need to worry about. We're already on double fire, and when you're being spammed by two battleships shooting HE, cutting one out of the equation is a big help. So, alright, we're doing pretty well. Koenig is shooting AP, but he's at this range, he's not going to do too much. New York is still giving broadside, but he's backing up behind the cover of the island. We're just going to pepper him a little bit with shells, just heading his upper deck / superstructure. And alright, I think we're okay. Got a single fire burning, we can't do anything about it, but it's just a single fire, so we're pretty good. We are starting to get close to that Wilter build health range, so I am asking our teammates for support. Fortunately, my commander is quite high level, so we have quite a big Wilter build aura if we need it. So, assuming this guy keeps firing HE, we should be in the clear. Now, I'm gonna aim waterline here. We're pretty darn close, so let's just see what we can do. 5 pence plus the 2. It's not a bad salvo again. We're venturing a little bit away from those friendlies, so we're going to do what we can to try and get a little bit more close to them. So we're going to go a little bit more forward here. Turn. Got 5 seconds to our next salvo. See what we can do to New York. Oh, teammate chips in. That's always nice. This should definitely finish him off. Okay, good. So we do get rid of the 2 HE spamming battleships. They did cause me quite a bit of bother, considering I'm basically lost all my health down to them, with the 10k salvo being maybe the Koenig? I do not know. Maybe they had AP loaded. I'm not 100% sure, even watching back the clip. So, from this enemy team, all we have left is an enemy Koenig, who's really about half health. Again, because of the situation our team is in, we have a crossfire, which is always good. That he's going to angle against the majority of the enemy, which is them, and he's not going to give too much angle against me. This being said, he did actually go for me. I'm the best target for him, low health, but that's where Welter build comes kicking right in. We're going to heal up here, we're going to angle up as best we can. Koenig's only 305mm guns. I'm not sure if he can overmatch our nose, so we're going to angle in and give him nothing but a bow. And front guns, take him out. Good. Now, we're not spotted, we're not on fire, and Welter build is helping us out. So, I'm thanking this guy, and now we're going to push forward onto maybe the rudder shift buff, and we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, our Iron Duke is healed up to max Welter build health, which is 9,400 roughly. So, okay so far, but not too great, considering we're fighting another full team of 3. Fortunately though, for my team, we have only one ship that's rather low. The other 2 are pretty darn healthy. So we're going to do what we can. Going to follow my teammates in. I can't afford to leave their side. If I get hit, I'm probably just going to get 2 tapped or even 1 tap depending on the salvo they get on me. So I need to stick with my team as much as possible. Trying to ping our team to say go to the cap, but it doesn't work because these pingings need to be fixed. That plane is spotting us, which is a bit annoying, but we'll see what we can do. And we're going to hug the island as much as possible because we saw that New York did get attacked, and any stray shots that do a decent amount of damage could just straight out kill us. So we do need to be very careful. So we are going to be hugging this island like we're Atlanta. Yeah, pretty much. Obviously I don't want to go first as well. I'd rather have this friendly New York go first. We just don't have the health to tank much at all. They are capping the base, which is unfortunate, but I understand and it does make sense. This is probably the only situation where capping a base would be ideal, but again I think it's just a good idea that we don't have the base there. Maybe a central cap that passively regenerates your health. That would be a good idea, maybe something like that. I just don't think a base that can get capped should be in the game for arena. There's just no point. You get no points from that. It doesn't really do anything. I think a central cap that gives you buffs the longer you stay in it would be very nice. Or, you know, the central cap where only the central cap spawns the buffs. So you're encouraged to stay near the middle of the map, which is where all the action is. And yeah, simple as that. We do fire at the Koenig and we do bounce absolutely everything. We should have aimed much higher up or even switched to HE there. But 3 pens is good, the 5 bounces, whatever. We're just trying to stay alive and support our teammates as much as possible. Now, you see Koenig is relatively smart. Also, that's a Congo, isn't it? I think that's a Congo. Yeah, it's a Congo. He is going for us. Now, we are trying to overmatch his nose. We get 2 shells on his nose and the rest of it bounces on his side plating. So we do need to be careful here. We're going to use our teammate as a shield and we're just going to do what we can to butcher this Congo. Congo's still trying to get us here. He's already fired his shots, so I don't mind opening up my angle for him so we can get the finishing blow right for his nose. There we go. We overmatched that. Pick up the high cal while we're at it, and we still need that welter build, but we really are in a risky position. Ooh, risky position indeed. So we do need to be careful here. Getting behind the island just for line of sight, sorry. It does give us valuable time to heal up more and more health. Back up to 7,000, 7,400, 7,600, 7,800. Get a pretty juicy salvo in the Koenig. Ooh, okay, we're back up to 9.5, so that's pretty much full. Nevada pops out of nowhere. A good salvo from Nevada will probably kill us even at this angle. We need to be very careful, angle up a lot more, and just, you know, pray for the best here and think of England. Except I'm not going to think of England at this. I'm a Scot, so deal with it. We're going to again, we can overmatch the Nevada nose, so I'm just going to aim superstructure here and do what we can. Again, he goes for us. Our New York is not healthy either. We're still healing up though, 4,000 health again. We're just, this welter build is saving our life 10 times over. Ooh, just reloading as much as we can. Fortunately, he's focusing somewhere else. Again, just gotta focus on what we can actually hit with our AP, because with the HE is not gonna kill him. He's gonna do damage over time. We want damage right now, so we got the AP on the go. Another good salvo in towards them. He fires the salvo, hits our armor belt, and that bounces most of it. We're down to 5k health. We're still regenerating though from welter rebuild. Our friendly New York was down. Fortunately, the enemy teammate, my other teammate, is behind me, still giving me welter rebuild. Nevada takes a shot. Oh, we do pick up the Kraken with the close quarters expert from our secondaries. And the Koenig is popping up. We're still healing back up, so we're preparing our final salvo for the day. We've only got 10 seconds left, so are we going to get the 6th kill here? Is he going to push in? We are reversing to try and get that shot in, even if we die, it's well worth it. Nope. So, we're just going to have to settle for the 5 kills there. So, definitely pick up one hell of a Dreadnought and a half, and more fireproof from those 2 battleships spamming HE as the whole entire game. And we pick up Close Quarters Expert and the high count on the Kraken. 3,200 base XP. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.